From the Far East to Western Europe, from Siberia to Hindustan, many centuries ago the nomadic civilization stretched for tens of thousands of kilometers. Today the descendants of ancient nomadic tribes have become independent nations, yet they have preserved their nomadic survival culture. In what form nomadic traditions are still alive at present? Watch the Ethnosport to learn all about that and much more. Nomad, a hunter, a warrior. Winged hunters. Treasure of the steppe. A fast horse and a golden eagle are the wings of a nomad, so says a folk proverb. And this is not just an allegory. For thousands of years, nomads from the Caucasus to China had tamed hunting birds. Today, hunting as a vital skill has lost its importance, but the traditions remain. Today, hunting with birds of prey is a beautiful sport and a hobby. To learn more about the art of hunting, stay with me in this episode of Ethnosport. Hunting is an ancient craft. Humans started hunting and developing this craft since the time when people started forming groups, communities and societies. But it is among the nomads that hunting traditions have acquired special significance. A horse, a falcon and a dog became partners of a nomadic in search of food. The antiquity of this union is proved by the rock art of the Bronze Age found on the territory of Mongolia. A famous traveler, Marco Polo, in the 13th century described in detail how the nomads of Central Asia hunted with horses and falcons, hawks or eagles. But it was not only for food that improved the art of hunting. For the nomads, the pursuit and raid on the wild beast eventually became a form of military training. In general, of course, hunting is an exciting activity. It always had such a sporting character. We should not forget that falconry requires great training, just like training of a dog. Knowledge, expertise and skills were passed down from one generation to another. There was no internet, and the internet and today cannot teach everything. And this is not just knowledge, it is a whole layer of culture. This is a very serious layer, which has its own language, its customs, its traditions, related to feeding, catching, training and hunting. Kazakh falconry is called sayat shalik. It was a favorite activity for the steppe rulers, according to the archaeological finds on the territory of the modern Kazakhstan. The burials of the Saka kings featured their favorite pets, hunting birds. Most likely this indicates that hunting was part of the training of soldiers. The king was a leader. The prey obtained in this way had its sacred meaning for the nomads. This was tantamount to a trophy gained through a victory in a battle. A golden eagle, which has a keen eye and sharp claws, was an indispensable assistant in this craft. With them there is a golden eagle. Remember these words from a famous song? In Kazakhstan, falconry has been known for thousands of years. Golden eagle was considered one of the treasures of the nomads. Knowing the importance of this clever and free bird for the nomads, it is not surprising that Kazakhstan's national symbol, the flag, has a golden eagle flying underneath the sun. The art of hunting was passed down from father to son, from generation to generation for centuries. It was valued as a cultural heritage among the nomads. For the sake of this meeting, I drove 200 kilometers on a motorcycle. Joly Saga is a hereditary Bekuchi in the 8th generation. The history of his family dates back more than 300 years. Who else can tell us more about the peculiarities of traditional hunting? Let's start with the main thing that interests me. How old is this golden eagle? What's his name? And how much does he weigh? This golden eagle is called Matai. He's now 7 years old and he weighs about 7.5 kilograms. And each wing is 1.5 meters wide. Its total wingspan during flight is 3 meters. The reason he sits like this because he's hot and he's hiding from the sun. The nomads of Central Asia, mainly the Kazakhs, Kyrgyz and Mongols, used falcons to hunt foxes, rabbits, sometimes wolves, saigas and gazelles. But first one needs to find a golden eagle. After all, these real hunters are not bred in captivity. To tame a hunting bird is hard and laborious work. It takes months or even years to train them. As a rule, young birds already flying eagles are taught to hunt. Bekuchi applies a variety of methods to tame the bird. They give them names, talk to them and even play on the dombra. I understand it is necessary to communicate with a golden eagle. Are there any special words to which they respond? Call signs or something like that? We're accustomed to the golden eagles from infancy to the name. Every day, gently stroke and call him by name. We affectionately call Bopam. Kazakhs of their children are affectionately called Bopam, and we kindly call the bird Bopam. And when the golden eagle flies away, we loudly call it by name. Fly to me, Bob, fly to me. And the golden eagle, hearing its name, comes back and sits down on the arm. This is the very first exercise in the whole training complex. To the golden eagle sat on the hunter's hand, he is lured with meat. First off close, then it is increased to 50 meters, then to 100, 200, 500. So that the free bird does not fly away, a long leash is tied to her leg. So the golden eagle is taught to return to the master. Joly Saga, I see here all the necessary accessories for hunting with a golden eagle. Here, for example, this glove. This is probably one of the main elements, right? Yes, this is a special glove, a bialai. Here is another glove. It protects from the sharp claws of the golden eagle which sits on the hand. Since the golden eagle is heavy and it is difficult to keep it, so we use foot leashes. When a hunter walks on foot, he uses foot leashes for the bird. There is also a handstand. It is usually longer. It is attached to the saddle, and when the hunter sits on a horseback, he puts his hand on it where the golden eagle sits. That's okay. He sits so heavily. But he did not bite. Yes, but he is gripping so hard. If I kept on so tight to the wheel of my motorcycle, I could travel far. This is some sort of an animal therapy. This bird has an incredible energy. I can feel my batteries charging from within. I'm directly charging from him. The Kazakhs have a saying, a dog hunts for his master, a golden eagle hunts for himself. There are special tricks to teaching a bird to catch exactly what a hunter needs. The hunters have kept this secret knowledge for more than a millennium. Before going hunting, a golden cap is put on the golden eagle's head. It keeps the bird from getting distracted with unnecessary moving targets, like dogs or cats. The perfect hunting location for falcons is a top of a hill. After arriving in the right location, the hunter pulls off the cap called timaga and releases the golden eagle. Now they are equal partners. A real nomad has three closest companions: a fast horse, a hound and a golden eagle. This is what our grandfathers used to say. The art of hunting with falcons was passed on from generation to generation. This is indeed a very complex and time-consuming process. After all, golden eagles and falcons are predators, and only the nomads could come to an agreement with these birds because only a truly free person can understand a free-spirited animal. In fact, a real and successful hunt for the nomads implies participation of several players. The hunter himself, his horse, the hunting bird and the hound. The dogs are used to pick up the prey after it has been attacked by the golden eagle. In the steppes of Central Asia, a hound called Tazi was bred specially for hunting. It is a rare breed. These dogs are highly smart and courageous. Many nations across the world have their own specific hunting breeds of dogs. Depending on the climate, landscape and vegetation, these dogs have different characteristics and peculiarities. In different regions, selection happened in different ways. The European breeders target speed, so the dogs are very fast and are good for short distances, taking into account that the landscape features meadows alternating with groves. We have similar characteristics in northern Kazakhstan, so the prey is driven out of the groves into meadows, and here the hound can catch them. Accordingly, they did not have to run long distances. And in the case of the Asian steppes, it's a vast and flat land. So hunting happens across a large area. The dogs must be able to run fast and long. Tazi from Kazakh means bold. These dogs have short, sleek fur. This helps them develop fast speed. Tazi do not have a strong smell. These dogs were very well looked after. During cold winters, they were allowed to stay inside the yurts at night.
Joly?
These wonderful and beautiful animals are one of the oldest breeds of dogs. They were the true and trusted companions of the nomads. Tazi understand the nomadic lifestyle. Many petroglyphs found in the south of Kazakhstan feature images of Tazi. This is an evidence to the importance of the Tazi in the daily life of the Central Asian nomads. The images of hounds were found on the rock art and petroglyphs dating back 5,000 years ago. The dogs were depicted with their ears up and with their tails twisted in a ring. This is not yet a Tazi. Last year we found a petroglyph in eastern Kazakhstan where the modern-day Tazi is depicted. These images date back to the Bronze Age. But I cannot exactly say if that is early or late Bronze Age. Hence the images can be between 3 and 3,500 years old. The steppe is full of mysteries. One of them is where the Tazi originated from. There are many assumptions about the origins of these dogs on the territory of Central Asia. Some scientists say that these dogs appeared in these steppes in the 8th century. Some cynologists believe that the modern Tazi is a descendant of the greyhounds brought here from the Middle East and the Arabian deserts. Whatever the origin is, here in this land, the Tazi acquired a sacred image. According to a legend, the nomads never called the Tazi a dog. They considered the Tazi superior to other dogs.
Казахи Тазы собаки не называли.
The Kazakhs did not call the Tazi the dogs, because Tazi was one of the 7 treasures for the Kazakhs. And there was a proverb. My grandfather told me, one Tazi provides one village with food. So the people really cherished this pet. Tazi are independent and self-sufficient. Their best qualities are their quickness, endurance, vigilance, good flair. Tazi can run a long distance at a speed of 12 to 15 kilometers per hour. Hunters say that this hound can run tens of kilometers alongside a horse without giving signs of discontent or fatigue.
У Таза есть 3 основных качества. Это, во-первых, это скорость.
Tazi has 3 main qualities. First is speed. Second is their playfulness. Third is their courageousness. They are not afraid of either wolves or jackals.
Волков, шакалов без проблем они берут. На охоте они меняются.
They can change during the hunt. Even I do not recognize my dogs myself.
У них уже глаза меняются, другие глаза вот как.
Their eyes change. They become true hunters. Whereas they are very friendly and trusting with people.
И они такие сразу меняются на охоте. А людям они добрые. Они
So thieves can easily steal them.
Может украсть собак Таза. Это тоже доверчиво, очень доверчиво, не любит людей.
As for their exterior, Tazi is a graceful and proportionally folded dog with a medium or above average height. There are 2 varieties of Tazi. The Kazakh breed is a larger one and the Turkmen breed. But the Kyrgyz have a similar breed called Taygan. Tazi have small, thin, elongated heads planted on a long, sometimes curved up neck. Their ears are hanging and slightly triangular. Good Tazi have always had great value. In the old days, people could exchange a well-bred hound for 50 horses. Each of the varieties of the Tazi has its own advantages. For example, the Turkmen Tazi makes a good tandem with a hunting bird in the hunt for a hare. A larger and stronger Kazakh Tazi, along with a golden eagle, hunts fox easily.
А вот как все-таки, вот почему в национальной охоте?
And how do dogs interact with the birds in the traditional hunt?
Собаки, как они взаимодействуют?
Tazi are great team players. They are very flexible. So they easily build rapport with horses and riders. We usually hunt with Tazi and other dog breeds. For instance, with digging dogs. Tazi perfectly understand what the other dogs can and what to expect, let's say, when they jump into the hole. So the Tazi understands that he needs to wait outside a hole and wait until prey runs out of it on the surface. We often use them in tandem with husky dogs. In this case, they make a strong team. Usually the hunting season in the steppe begins in March and lasts until mid-October. In the extreme cold and hot seasons, golden eagles and Tazi rest and gain strength. Golden eagles can live 70 to 75 years, and our golden eagle is still considered young. Hunters keep the hunting birds for 15-20 years, and then they set them free in the mountains, because then the birds have to produce an offspring. Therefore, Kazakhs did not keep the birds after they have gotten to adult age in 15 to 20 years. Tazi live all their lives with humans. These amazing and highly organized companions of the nomads are protected by law today. Golden eagle is listed in the Red Book of Kazakhstan and many other countries. Tazi is considered a rare breed, although until now the International Organization of Cynologists has not recognized it yet. Nevertheless, both the Tazi and the golden eagle take part in hunting competitions of different level and scale. Tourists from everywhere travel to Central Asia to see the old and traditional art of hunting. In many countries and cultures, dogs are good hunting partners. Tazi, for the Kazakhs, is not just a hunting dog. It is a sacred animal that hunts together with a falcon or golden eagle and understands human commands perfectly. Welcome to the wonderful world of nomads. That was Ethnosport. See you next time.